Good afternoon from Monrovia. This is Theo Williams, live from the historic Palm Grove Cemetery in the nation's capital. And so wherever you are, whatever you're doing at the moment, this is the US-based Focus on Liberia online television network. We are live and direct from the historic Palm Grove Cemetery in the heart of the city, Monrovia. This is Liberia's historic cemetery. The Palm Grove Cemetery has turned into a bus grave site, making it almost impossible for relatives to claim the graves of their deceased family members on this day, Decoration Day in Liberia, folks. As you may know, today is the second Wednesday in the month of March, and this day was set aside as Decoration Day each year in our country, where the dead are remembered. And so today we are out here just to give you a clear view of the current status of this historic site. And so all of you who are coming on, it is my pleasure to say good afternoon from Monrovia and welcome to Focus on Liberia online television network. This is Liberia's historic cemetery. This is the oldest, and I stand to be corrected on this. This is the oldest cemetery in the country as we speak. And this place has turned into a bust grave site, as you can see in the video. These are graves that are open. Liberia's historic cemetery, the Palm Grove Cemetery, has turned into a bus grave site, making it almost impossible for relatives to claim the graves of their deceased family members on this day, Decoration Day. As you may know, folks, Decoration Day is celebrated or observed on the second Wednesday of March each year, and this day is set aside as a national holiday throughout the length and breadth of this country. This is the day where all Liberians will wake up early morning, visit various grave sites where their deceased family members were buried, to just clean up. And so we are here today. This place is historic, folks. And as you can see, this place has turned into a real forest. Not many persons are here to clean up because of the current condition of this place. This place is highly inaccessible. It's difficult to just sail through, and it's also difficult to find the graves of your loved ones. And so, as a result of that, more Liberians did not turn out here as usual to clean up. In 2016, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf government at the time spent thousands of dollars to build a fence around this grave, something that has even caused more damage to this facility or to this site. During the Sirleaf administration, there were plans to even relocate this historic Palm Grove Cemetery. But the plan was halted by the Liberian Senate on grounds that the cemetery was established by law for the permanent hosting and the final resting place of people described as distinguished citizens, respected patriots, and ordinary citizens. The Palm Grove Cemetery was enacted by the legislature on January 29, 1870. The cemetery is situated on 2 acres of land, just right in the heart of the city. And this is the current condition of the cemetery, folks. It's very impossible now for relatives or family members to come here to locate the graves of their loved ones and just clean it up. It's difficult. This is one of the cemeteries that used to be really jam-packed on Decoration Day. But now this place, few years back, will still be jam-packed. And as you can see in the video, folks, the forest has taken over this cemetery. Huge forest. All of the graves, almost 99% of the graves here were burst into by men believed to be Zogos or honor-privileged youth. I'm told most of them will come here, and some of them are even residing here in the graveyard. And so it has been so difficult rather, for people to locate the graves of their loved ones. And so here we are today just to stream live and to allow you have a feel of what the Palm Grove Cemetery looks like at the moment. I'm sure many of you have been away for years, for decades. You're other parts of the world. But this is the current status of the Palm Grove Cemetery for you. It's turned into a serious forest, making it almost impossible for relatives to come here, family members to come here and just easily locate the graves of their loved ones to have it cleaned or decorated. And so here we are today to bring you this live report. Let me just turn around for you a little bit so that you can see what is happening around here. This place is almost like a death trap. Almost like a death trap. It's difficult to even cut across this cemetery. I'm just strategically positioned and I'm just twisting and turning my camera so that you can have a clear view of the current status of this historic cemetery. And so it's even difficult to push forward. I mean, just to show you another side of the cemetery, it's difficult to just cut across the other end there of the cemetery to just show you how it looks. And so I'm just here taking my time managing just to show you how this place looks at the moment. Huge forest. All of the graves here are all were burst into by men believed to be Zogos, honor-privileged youth who are abusing substance in our country. And like I told you earlier on, in 2016, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf-led government spent thousands of dollars to just build a fence around this cemetery. Something that even caused more damage to this site. Many Liberians thought the fence erected would have curtailed the influx of Zogos from coming into the cemetery and busting into people's graves. And so that did not materialize. And there were also plans to have this cemetery relocated by the Sirleaf-led government. And that plan was halted by the Liberian Senate on grounds that this cemetery was enacted into law. And so They describe this place as a permanent resting place for distinguished Liberians, patriots, and other ordinary citizens. This place was described by the Liberian Senate as the final resting site for distinguished Liberians and patriotic citizens. Now, this is how it looks, folks. This is the current status of the Palm Grove Cemetery. I just want you to have a clear view of the cemetery. Then we'll manage to at least maybe just sail through and show you how some of the graves were burst into by men believed to be Zogos, allegedly now. And I mean, this is discouraging. This has caused serious discouragement for several family members who usually troop here on Decoration Day to decorate the graves of their loved ones. Now it's highly impossible to just walk along or walk through this cemetery because of the way it's looking. And so that has been very difficult for family members to just go through and decorate the graves of their loved ones. It's even difficult to identify graves of your loved ones. People who come here normally on Decoration Day many years back would just be here, you know, and do what they can do. At the end of the day, leave. But just imagine, so early in Monrovia, this place is empty, completely empty. This place is completely empty because perhaps Liberians are discouraged not to come here. I'm told early this morning some family members were here, or several family members were here, taking the remains or the bones of their loved ones from this cemetery and probably relocating to bury somewhere else because they don't want to come here any longer, because this place is like a death trap. And so, as you can see in the video, these are graves that were burst into. As you can see, let me just turn for you so that you can see. Well, I have to be careful. And the odor from the cemetery is so bad. People come here to defecate. The odor is just all across this site. Many of you who knew the Palm Grove Cemetery many years back, this is how it looks like at the moment. Too bad I can't go beyond because of the level of damage here in the cemetery. Like I told you earlier on, this place is considered a death trap. That's why many Liberians don't come here on Decoration Day anymore to decorate the graves of their loved ones. And so as a result of that, this entire site has been abandoned by people who used to normally come here every Decoration Day to decorate the graves of their deceased family members. And so this is the Palm Grove Cemetery for you folks, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Welcome. This is Focus on Liberia live from Monrovia. We just thought to come out here today to bring you a clear picture, or allow you to have a clear glance of the Palm Grove Cemetery in Monrovia, central Monrovia. This cemetery is located in the heart of the city. I see a fellow over there who is decorating. So far so good. He's the only person here at the moment decorating. We'll try to speak with him maybe later on during the course of this live broadcast. But I just want you to have a clear view of the cemetery. Too bad I can't go beyond because of safety. But you can see the forest, bush all over the cemetery. And so, like I told you earlier on, the Palm Grove Cemetery was enacted by the legislature on January 29, 1870. This cemetery is situated on 2 acres of land, or on 2 acres of land, if you will, was threatened with relocation according to a June 1982 complaint filed by the Monrovia municipal authorities. In a complaint to the People's Redemption Council, the city noted that the cemetery was being used as a waste dump and was so full of graves, making it unsafe to conduct new burials. They even requested permission to close the cemetery and have it relocated to a new burial ground away from its original Center Street site. Well, this was in 1982 when a complaint was filed by the Monrovia municipal authorities, and that complaint was rubbished by the People's Redemption Council at the time. They did not adhere to whatever complaint that was filed at the time to have this cemetery relocated. And then in 2017, like I told you, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf administration attempted as well to do similar, to have this cemetery relocated, but that did not materialize as well. It was also halted by the Liberian Senate on grounds that the cemetery was enacted by law to host permanent sons and daughters of this country. This place was considered as a final resting home, but now this is the final resting home, folks. Here in a very bad condition. All of the graves here are bust into. 99.9% of the graves here were bust into by men believed to be Zogos, unprivileged youth, those who are abusing substance in our country. And so we have scores of them here. We'll talk to them, maybe to just give us an account of what they observed since morning, because as I speak to you, this place is empty. Not many persons here to carry out decoration of graves of their deceased family members because of the current condition of this cemetery. This is Liberia's historic cemetery. Imagine this place now is like a no-go zone. And so it's difficult for people to come here to just easily locate the grave of their loved ones and have it decorated, or deceased loved ones to have it decorated. And so it is not a problem. And this place is situated in the heart of the city, central Monrovia. And so I have my guys here who are helping me to just sail through, but it's a bit difficult. We can't go further because of the danger associated. And so we just go on the other side of the graveyard, on the site. Gentlemen, how you guys doing, man? How's the day today?
Fine. Maybe you can go to the place where the old man was talking.
Somebody ask you.
Oh, yeah, the man are what I think for
Ask you for we start talking.
What are you guys doing here? This is the grave site. What are you doing here?
Come to look for money because people come not able to find a grave. We usually help them for them to find a grave. So
How long you been here since morning?
Since this morning from 7 o'clock been here up to now.
Okay, since you were here 7 o'clock according to you.
Yes.
How many persons saw coming here? This place was packed early this morning?
No, early this morning the place was not too packed.
All right.
Yes.
Why do you think it's responsible for that?
Yes, because most people all the graves now are damaged.
All right.
Yeah, the grave are bust and then most people take them bone and then carry it another place, then family bones.
Oh, you saw that happening this morning,
This
right?
morning,
people dug up the bones of their loved ones.
I work on one of the grave and even the glove is still on my hands.
All right.
And then the individual pay us in all red bag here and carry you and show you the grave in all reality I'm speaking. Yes. Because all the graves are damaged. We took the individual and then carrying him to a mortal grave and then saw it, the grave damaged. So dead all in the grave, part of mess. People defecate all into it. I decide to say, okay, they are clean it. I will take my mother bone and then I carry it to the funeral home. A few times I will find means to transfer it somewhere.
Okay, so to you,
yes.
Who do you think is responsible? Who's responsible for all these boss graves?
Wow, for me, the citizens say that's the Zogos. Wow, for me, I'm not.
Some of your friends, right?
Yes, some of my friends. Wow, for me, I'm not all security here for me to tell you that. But I believe that, yes, indeed, that some of my friends, they are part of it, the Zogos.
I'm told some of your friends sleep here.
Of course.
This place is their home.
Yes. They have a room here and then a bedroom.
Do you sleep here as well?
No. I sleep. I live Clay Street, and then early morning I can come and then hustle on the street.
But you slept here before?
No, I never slept here before in my whole life. But I come to do a hustle. But me, I live home, but I can't hustle. But I'm a grown man. Yes, but I usually come.
Are you in the street?
Yes.
What is your name?
They call me Stephen Harrison.
Stephen Harrison. What's your street name?
They call me Whiskey.
Oh, Whiskey.
Yes.
All right, a Nigerian superstar, Whiskey.
Of course.
So you've been cleaning graves this morning. Yes. According to you, not many persons came here to talk about.
Not many.
Because
people,
of the condition of the place,
because
right?
of the condition. Majority of the grave is boss and even bossing, follow with deck, apart from deck, mess all into the grave. Yeah, so mess all into the grave. People come and defecate. I think if you can see all here, so defecate, so toilet all into the grave. I think if you can see clearly. All here, you see that, all baggy, all here, all type of things, man, all baggy.
People the government said to people to move the body from here.
So, and the main things that are making you see most people not come here on this operation day. First, preparing to be back for our ex-president, Madam Erin Sondrin Serif. She used to remark that people should come and take their bones from here and then relocate it somewhere. So most people come and then take their bones and this money, edit this money. What happened? As well as example, people will take that individual bones and then pack it in the bed, tie it, put it in the plastic, and then carry. I see most people not coming here. Go majority of the grave where you see boss, all are Zogo boss in. Yes. But some either you see boss, the people are boss and then take all them bones and then carry it. Yes.
Okay, let me talk to some of your friends as well.
Of course, thank you.
Gentlemen, let me talk to somebody over there.
Yeah, I can imagine.
How are you, sir?
Yeah, fine, thank you.
What is your name, my brother?
Call me Iman.
You want to be a little bit audible, Emmanuel?
Yeah, Iman.
How are you today?
I tell God, thank you for love and school.
I see you here in the graveyard. What are you doing here?
Today I take school because usually when people pay attention to the grave, we usually come around and help people. Sometimes. Today I came here to hustle, but there is no help. Other people call me on to help them to clean up. I'm finding my way to.
They say only today you're here or you're always in the graveyard?
Sometimes I will come here, but not always.
To do what?
Sometimes when dog operation day reach, I come help people clean up.
No, besides dog operation, are you here as well?
No.
But I'm told some of your friends are sleeping here in his grave.
They back in the days before when the grave was really in condition. But for now, no one can be brave to sleep in here. People just got a notion, fake rumors.
So what do you know about all these graves that were bust into?
Back in the days, from my everything, told people to come take their bones, that body that belonging and located different areas. We're going to break the whole graveyard down. They brought machine off. People witness it, people experience it. So some of them say that Zobo, Bozzy, Smoke Boom, they got a lot of saying that fake. Even though they got some Corona people who used to buzz grave for jewelry, other things, we know back in the days you have it. But the notion of people is fake.
So how many graves you clean since today?
Today,
How many graves you dug
I
already?
try to help one of the people to clean up and say in this someone will pay. So you give the contract to God along with the phone.
Okay. Well, we're still here at the Palm Grove Cemetery in central Monrovia. We're here just to show you how the cemetery looks at the moment. And so all of you who are watching us, and those of you who will watch later, this is the Palm Grove Cemetery for you folks. I'm sure many of you left this country years back, not knowing how this place looks. Following all of those years, you were out of the country. Now, you have a perfect opportunity to see the Palm Grove Cemetery that is situated in the heart of the city. All of the graves here were burst into, and it's even difficult now for family members to just come here, especially on Decoration Day, to decorate the graves of the deceased loved ones or family members. So I'm trying to go on the other side of the cemetery. But now this place is a death trap. I'm just taking my own time to all right, these are all graves burst into. All right.
Where you can see it, like human beings sleep. Which I got fake. See.
This is the Palm Grove Cemetery that has turned into a bust grave site, making it almost impossible for people to come here and decorate the graves of their deceased family members. Before this place, but now, will be jam-packed to capacity. But not many persons here today to decorate their graves or graves of their deceased family members as a result of the current status of this cemetery. It's in a very bad condition, as you can see. I need not to tell you, as you can see for yourselves. Is there a way to get down here? Never mind, folks, for the shaking you're experiencing. We just want to be very careful not to fall into some house. And the guys here are trying to assist me.
To take you to the other
Just on the other side of the cemetery is divided into two. One is on the left, one is on the right, and we are just in between the two cemeteries. All right, this side is facing the Ministry of Public Works. This other side is towards Center Street. This is the cemetery for you folks. This is the historic Palm Grove Cemetery in the heart of the city. This is the current condition of the cemetery, as you can see in this live video. Both sides of the cemetery, all of the graves are all open up. All of the graves were burst into. As you can see in this live video, this side is the same as the other one. It's not turned into forest. This is the historic Palm Grove Cemetery that has turned into a forest. Liberia's historic cemetery, the Palm Grove Cemetery, has turned into a burst grave site, making it almost impossible for relatives to claim the graves of their deceased family members on this Decoration Day in our country. Today is set aside as a national holiday as per proclamation by the Chief Executive of the country, His Excellency President George Monrovia. This day was enacted and is celebrated on the second Wednesday in the month of March every year as Decoration Day. It is observed as a national holiday throughout the length and breadth of the country. Like I told you earlier on, folks, in 2016, the Ellen Johnson Sirleaf-led administration spent thousands of dollars to build a fence around this site, something that has even caused more damage. Let me show you the fence. Let me come out a little bit and show you the fence. As you can see, the fence was erected by the Sirleaf administration, but it has not helped this site, folks. The fence was broken by underprivileged youths known as Zogos. Here the guys will come and bust into the graves of other people and do whatever they want to do. And some of them are even sleeping inside here. And so almost all of the graves here are damaged. Damaged graves. And so as a result of that, not many persons want to come here because it feels like coming here would just be a waste of time. And so not many persons will come here on Decoration Day nowadays as compared to years back. Years back, this place will still be crowded with lots of Liberians from all walks of life decorating the graves of their loved ones. So this is the cemetery for you folks. I'm just on the other side of the road just to show you the cemetery. So these are pillars, or the fence you see here was erected, but nowadays you can find any of the bars that were erected here to provide protection to this facility. So all of the bars were ripped off by men believed to be Zogos. See? pillows here, all of the bars planted in that pillow were taken away. And so this is how it looks at the moment. This is the historic Palm Grove Cemetery for you. Over there is another grave that is open up. Another grave over there open up, as you can see. And there's several other graves here open up. And the forest is growing day by day. This is Palm Grove Cemetery for you folks. This is the other side of the cemetery where I was earlier on. And so there were 2 attempts to have this cemetery relocated, but those 2 attempts did not materialize. The first one was in the year 1982, when there was a complaint filed by the municipal authorities. In a complaint to the People's Redemption Council then, they cited that the city or the cemetery was in the heart of the city, and the cemetery was considered as a waste or a dump site that was full of graves, making it unsafe to conduct new burials, and even requested permission to close the cemetery and have it relocated to a new burial ground from its original Center Street site. That was then in 1982. But that complaint was not adhered to by the People's Redemption Council then. Then in 2017, not 17, I beg your pardon. In 2016, there were also plans by the Salif administration to have the cemetery relocated as well. That also did not materialize. The Liberian Senate did not adhere to that. According to senators at the time, this place was enacted or legislated, and so there was no need to have it relocated. And so the senators of Capitol Hill then did not buy into the plan by the Salif administration to have this cemetery relocated. What the Salif administration did was to erect a fence. In order to prevent intruders from the cemetery. But that also did not materialize. The erection of the fence made it even more difficult or even more damaging, as you can see in this video, folks. These are the pillows all lined up. All of these pillows were backed by steel rolls, scone bars, just to disallow people from coming in the cemetery and busting into people's graves. That also did not materialize, folks. So this is the current status of the cemetery, as you can see in this video. Too bad I can't go further because of the risks associated, and so I'm just an inch doing this live broadcast. I'm sure you've had a clear glance, or you're having a clear glance of the current look of the cemetery. Let me move further and show you. I'm being accompanied by the guys here who are normally around this cemetery. These are graves all open up. And so, folks, we want to wind down now. I'm sure you've had a clear glimpse of the Palm Grove Cemetery. We want to wind down at this point. This is the historic Palm Grove Cemetery that have turned into a huge forest in central Monrovia. Liberia's historic cemetery, the Palm Grove Cemetery, has turned into a bust grave site, making it almost impossible for family members, relatives to claim the graves of their deceased family members on this Decoration Day in Monrovia or Liberia. Today is being observed as a national holiday throughout the length and breadth of this country. This is the day where Liberians will go all around the country to decorate the graves of their deceased family members. But interestingly, or disappointingly, this is not the case here at the Palm Grove Cemetery in central Monrovia. Like I informed you earlier on, this place years back, by this time, will still be jam-packed to capacity. But not many persons here. The few guys I spoke with earlier told me not many persons came here this morning to decorate because of the current status of this historic Palm Grove Cemetery. It has turned into a death trap. It's impossible to just sail through and probably locate the graves of your family members or deceased family members to have it decorated. All I can see are bust graves all across this cemetery. Feces all over, and a very bad odor coming from the entire cemetery. Grass has grown up to forest level, and these are factors that made it impossible or almost impossible for family members to decorate the graves or identify the graves of their loved ones, deceased loved ones, to have it decorated. Sadly, this place is empty. Not many persons here today to decorate. A graveyard before me burst into trash, feces. This place has turned into a dumping site. Died from the communities. Died from elsewhere. This place is now a dumping site instead of being a cemetery. And this is the final resting home for those who are deceased. For all we can see here at the moment, it's a huge forest, grass all over the place. Difficult to just walk through the cemetery to identify a single grave, except for those ones that are just before the road. And so thanks for watching. My name is Theo Williams. Thanks to the entire crew. Thanks to our hardworking CEO. Thanks to Head of Operations, Anthony CA. Thanks to all members of the Focus on Liberia crew. For and on behalf of the crew, I'm Theo Williams, reporting live from the historic Palm Grove Cemetery here in the nation's capital, Monrovia. You've seen for yourself the cemetery. You know the current status of it. Those of you who have not seen the cemetery for decades, perhaps you are not in the country, the other parts of the world, this has been the perfect opportunity for you to view or see the current status of the Palm Grove Cemetery. This cemetery has turned into a forest. This place is like a death trap now. All of the graves here were burst into. Feces all over the place. The odor here is difficult to even curtail. But howbeit, I've managed to sail through a bit to just bring you this live report. So thank you very much and have yourselves a wonderful time.